Hello, it's Rob from Fountain Pen Journey. Pen mail. Now, a bit of a problem today with today's pen mail. These pens, one of them I picked up today, the other two arrived the other day and I had an issue with them. So we'll start off with the good. So what arrived in the mail today? Well, this pen is a Sheaffer No Nonsense Metal, all metal. So all of the Sheaffer No Nonsense pens that I have are plastic, and they're really good quality pens. Now I was aware that there was a metal version of the pen around. It's a vintage pen, if you like. Dates back to the, I don't know, 80s, 90s maybe, and it's identical to the plastic versions of the Sheaffer No Nonsense, almost. Now, it's got a flat cap, black plastic insert on the base, and I can just make out that the glue that has been used to put this in has gone a little bit on the yellowish side. Trying to get that to focus, but no, it's not really having it. Same ball clip, which is decent, springy, everything else. Now, first thing I noticed with this is the fact that it is not like all Sheaffer No Nonsenses, because it's metal and you have a plastic section. So in here I have a medium nib in the section, and it's good to see that there is a plastic insert which looks to me as if it might even have been glued back into place, and metal threads. The metal threads go onto this plastic section, which is not brilliant. And I'll try and keep the nib unit in there and unscrew the section. Here we go. Right, so yep, black plastic section, takes Sheaffer cartridges, nothing remarkable there. So this plastic threaded section, so you've got threads on the inside and on the outside, that I can see has been re-glued in there. So I mean, it's not the best condition, but I wanted a metal Sheaffer No Nonsense to add to my collection, so I'm very happy with that. So that was the good today. The other day I ordered actually a couple of weeks ago I ordered a couple of pens from China. The Moonman pens. Now, they both arrived at the same time. However, one of them I have a problem with, and I'll get onto that in a minute. Moonman has released the Moonman C1 and C2 demonstrator eyedropper fountain pens in a Christmas edition for 2019. At first I thought, oh, it's tacky, it's awful, it's got snowflakes and reindeers and Merry Christmas sort of printed in white onto the barrel and cap of the pen. But I thought, you know what, I'd really like one to write with over Christmas. So I thought, yeah, let's get myself a festive pen. So I went onto eBay, went onto Etsy, had a browse around. Wasn't really happy with the prices for a pen which I'm probably only ever going to use around Christmas time. I didn't fancy paying top dollar for those pens, so I had a scout around, and found that the Moonman C1 and C2 pens had actually come down in price a lot with some sellers. Now, we'll start off with the Moonman C2. Moonman, feel the temperature of writing. Moonman C1 rather. Well, it comes in a box which is very similar to the boxes that you get Xiaomi mobile phones in. So whether they're all made by the same manufacturer or not, I don't know, but it's interesting to see that they're using mobile phone style boxes for their packaging. So inside here we have got the Moonman instruction leaflet. So this tells you how to fill fill the pen with ink using the converter, which is included. You twist the converter, or you can insert a cartridge in there. Standard international, so simple as. It's also going on to mention the other Moonman piston fillers, and the vacuum fillers, and the eyedroppers. So, yep, nothing on the back. So, instruction guide, and here we have the Moonman. Now, it comes with an eyedropper, but it also has a it's very much a demonstrator pen. Just move this out of the way. So you can see all of the inside of the pen. I do like these acrylic material, the acrylic material with these finials, which is rather attractive. So it's quite a nice pen. Yeah, it's got a flat bit, so it doesn't just roll away like that, which is great, because I don't like clipless pens for the fact that they do tend to roll off the desk, and the caps especially, because I don't write with these posted. Unscrew cap, and it does not post at all. So the cap won't roll away, and neither will the pen, which is great. So, good design feature. The section. Would have liked to have seen a transparent, colourless section. However, the acrylic material of this is actually very, very attractive. It's red and blue swirled, and it's got glitter in it. May not be to everybody's taste, but I think it's quite attractive. So if we unscrew this, and it is quite stiff, but that should seal well. There is an O-ring, and the the converter just pulls out standard international, glass bead in there, and you can fill the barrel with ink as an eyedropper instead of using that, and that is probably what I'm going to do. Now, I saw one or two reviews of this pen, didn't really watch that many of them, but I did watch Chris Rapp 52's video of this pen, and quite honestly I was sold on the pen because it holds a huge volume of ink, several millilitres, so big ink capacity, and I was really, really sold on it, apart from the price, and the price put me off this pen. It was about £20, and I wasn't really willing to shell out £20 on a pen like this. However, when I was looking for the Moonman C1, C2 acrylic pens with the snowflake Christmas design on, I saw this, and it was half price, and I thought, half price, yes, I'll definitely pull the trigger. So even though it's not the snowflake version, I thought, doesn't matter, this is going to be a workhorse pen for me, because this holds so much ink. There's one or two inks that I use all of the time at work, and I thought, I'll eyedropper this pen, take it to work, and this will be an everyday carry for me at work with my main ink. So I'm very, very pleased with that. I got this one with, just double check, this is I'm trying to read this, which isn't very obvious, but I'm fairly certain I got this with a fine nib, so that's going to write forever and ever once it's filled with ink as an eyedropper. So there we go, Moonman, and that is the C1. Pop in the back with his instructions, keep everything together, and moving on to the second one, just from the outside of the frosted box. What is it? It's a fine Moonman M2. Now, I ordered the Christmas edition in this. It was $11.99, I think, so it was considerably cheaper than the other sellers who were selling the Moonman M2 Christmas edition. And I opened it up, and yes, it's got the eyedropper and the pen in there, and then I had that moment of absolute disappointment and horror when I realised that they had not, in fact, sent me the Christmas version. This is the standard version. Okay, I paid a little bit less than I would do for the standard version, but it's not the Christmas version, the Christmas edition for this year. So, bit of a disappointment. So I contacted the seller on eBay and I said, look, the pen you sent me isn't the Christmas version, even though you said it was the Christmas version. The photograph clearly gave it as the Christmas version. And they said, well, send photographs of the pen back and the SKU code and the blurb on the back of the packaging. You can take the packaging out and get this out. And they said, oh, very sorry, yeah, we've sent you the wrong pen. Didn't offer to refund, didn't offer to send out another pen, which was a bit of a disappointment. But they did say, look, would you mind 50% refund? And I thought, yeah, I'll quite happily keep this pen, mainly because this takes a number 5 nib, and the nibs are interchangeable. This came with a fine nib. But I had the foresight, because I thought I'm going to eyedropper the Moonman Christmas pen, and I don't want a fine nib in this pen. I want something which is actually going to be a lot broader to write with. So I went on to Bobby Pen's Etsy shop, which is Chinese pen on Etsy, and he had some suitable nibs for these pens, the number 5 nibs in 1.1mm stubs. So I thought, absolutely perfect. So ordered 4 of those. I think it came in a pack of 4. Ordered those for use in this pen, but unfortunately it's not the Christmas version. So what I have done is I've ordered a Christmas version of this M2 Moonman pen from a different seller, and hopefully that's going to arrive with all the Christmas printing on and everything, so I can swap out the nibs in both of these pens for 1.1mm stubs. So that's where I am at the moment with these pens. This is an eyedropper pen. It's rather attractive, and I think once it's full of ink it's going to look very, very attractive indeed. There is an O-ring on there as well, thankfully. Always good to have those on eyedropper pens. So yeah, 2 Moonman demonstrator pens which I shall be eyedroppering, not necessarily for Christmas though. So I'm hoping that my Moonman M2 Christmas version will turn up before Christmas this year. All being well, it should do, so I shall update you as and when that happens. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.